spend your Wednesday evening on the M25 to go and watch Crawley against Wycombe?
I did, and that's why I look a bit sleepy maybe. I left London this morning, stayed with my brother at his home, and left at 5 o'clock and got here in time for you people.
What did you learn, or did you learn more from a 3-2 than you might have done from a 0-0?
You learn something all the time. I mean, we have good information on opposition anyway. You know, to use Tim Bell's name again, you know, he does a great job in putting together all the facts and figures and who we think might play, and he looks at enough games so that he can almost pick the manager's team for him, you know, but from the circumstances. Obviously they were sending off yesterday. Yeah, there's no mugs in this league, and they certainly had a good run. Wycombe did yesterday what Wycombe do. Every ball goes to Bayo and he wins his headers, and they try to mark him quite tightly, 3 around him all the time, but he still managed to get his goal and have an assist, and they still managed to take their time over most things. But it was a close game, of course, 3-2, and there was chances at sort of both ends, but it was both teams were trying very hard to win the game, because it was quite important for both of them. So I think Crawley will see our game as a very important game, because it could be their last opportunity really of getting 3 points to get in, or to have a chance of getting into the playoffs.
They've got Carl Ahern Grant on loan from Charlton, signed him in January. He's done really well for them, hasn't he?
He's a good player. He scored a good goal. He's a threat, that's for sure. You know, they generally play with the 2 white boys and Baldwin on the other side, and both of them are threats. And you know, we've got to be aware of their tactics. We've got to be aware of their pattern, and obviously we'll try and be aware of ours. And you could say that, you know, both teams have got patterns, so we just have to see which team's pattern comes out on top. But you've also got the scenario of your players. They've got to be able to play well within that pattern, and that's why in the second division teams like Crawley can win a few on the trot, lose a few on the trot, and you know, we win one, we lose one. You know, so we just got to get. Teams got to get a bit more consistent.
On that point, has it felt a bit like the season's been with you running in treacle because you haven't had a long run of good results?
I don't know about running in treacle, but I think we're learning all the time about our team, about who we think are going to be the ones that give us the opportunity to challenge more. I think we've had games where we've looked a top 17. We've had a few games. A lot of people seem to moan about our Chesterfield game, and you know, Chesterfield are treble our budget, and yet they find themselves struggling down the bottom. This is it came from the first division last year. So there's, you know, we find that we've got to keep going, keep trying to improve, and then when we get the opportunities to bring in players that suit your system or suit your way of playing and more consistent, then you do that over a period of time. And I think I had a big chat with Pete yesterday, and people that are looking out for us, and we think we've you know, identified 3 or 4 that we're going to be quite comfortable with.
That is potential recruits over the summer?
Yeah, it's got to be the summer now. I mean, you can't do anything right this minute. I think the deadline's on Thursday, is that today? It's today. No, but it will be for next season, so that's what we're hoping to do. You never know what might happen in the summer, but we've had a chat with quite a few people, and we believe that there'll be great additions to our club, our squad.
No Roden or Morel this week because of international calls. So does that, or has that meant that Manny Onoraisi and Elijah Adebayo have mentally this week been a bit more switched in, thinking that they might be an opening for them?
Yeah, they might be. I mean, we've this morning we was all in early, and we've all discussed what team we think we should pick and who should come in instead of Joe, the two Joes. Obviously, Joe Morrell has been a big player for us, as in his way of playing, not as in his height, but and he's been a great loan. He's really got himself into the Cheltenhamification, and hopefully we'll try and keep him around for a bit longer, but than the end of the season. So, but we haven't had that discussion yet with Bristol City.
Do you think that is a conversation that would be well received by them?
I don't know. I mean, they've obviously watched him in every game. It's been a great opportunity for somebody that don't always get an opportunity at his age, that's at a championship club chasing the Premiership. So it's been great for him to have however many games he's had, 30 odd games by the end of the season. He definitely wouldn't have got that experience at Bristol City. So it's when Bristol City decide that they need him back because he's close to the first team, which he will be at some stage. But or whether it's more beneficial for him to be getting games and gaining experience and confidence that he's obviously gaining with us.
The two Jordans are slowly being reintegrated back into the thinking of the side. How much are you guided by Gavin Crowe at the moment, and how much are you guided by the player in terms of when they're ready?
Well, Gav tells you when they're ready to train, and then once they come out training, as a management team, we all know whether we discuss whether they're ready for the first team. Cranners is a couple of weeks ahead, as we've always said of Jordan, Fozzie. Fozzie did okay the other day. Gav says he can only play 45 minutes at the moment. He wants to play 90. He wants to probably run before he can walk, because that's the way he is. But they're both really pleased to be playing. Now, I'm not sure how much of an opportunity they'll get before the end of the season with only 8 games to go. But certainly Fozzie's already on a second-year contract anyway. And then, Cranners has just got to prove his fitness for us to keep him. So he's doing that, and every day he's getting stronger.